Hey, it's your buddy Peace and Harmony with you here today. Zooming in on the concept of negative validation. What does this mean as it relates to narcissistic abuse? The narcissist is someone who is extremely self-absorbed to the deficit of being able to understand and relate to others. And needing this sense of superiority, to have attention constantly on them, to be constantly the one who is really controlling things, manipulating things, calling the shots, having the best opinion, being right all the time, being the one who, kind of gives themselves a superior seat in the relationship, the family, the workplace, where it's their opinions that are right and yours are wrong. The sense that they know best and you don't, you're missing something fundamentally, that you are fundamentally flawed. So the narcissist really likes to hammer this into their subjects, their victims. They really like to kind of create a sense that you are overly flawed, hence you need me, hence I'm superior to you, hence, you should shut it down. They do this really as a way to shut you down so that they don't have to contend with you, they don't have to deal with you, they don't have to face their feeling of insecurity, their own feeling of inferiority. So in essence, all of this sort of haughtiness is a way to protect them from feeling the real sense of inferiority, or what I'm going to call basically not belonging, that they feel. The narcissist is able to cover this up quite well, and yet they do this with a way to manipulate and control others in a very sort of negative manner. And it keeps people brainwashed, it keeps people confused, it keeps people on edge. A lot of people describe it as walking on eggshells, where you're afraid to upset them, you're afraid that they're going to lash out, you're afraid of their narcissistic rage. Unbeknownst to you, you've done something wrong that hasn't pleased them, or you haven't lived up to their perfectionistic standards, which can never really be attained satisfactorily. So they're really able to keep everybody kind of ground down with this very heightened sense of condescension, and that they really are the best. So I really want you to understand that if you are caught in this trap, if you are really sort of mixed up with this type of person and you've really had enough, I mean, at first maybe it seemed intriguing, it seemed interesting, maybe you came at it with a perspective that, this was the only person you could get in your life, whatever sort of motivation that brought you in, and you're now really starting to see the light and you're really starting to expose them. Realize that these are tactics, ploys, and control strategies and mechanisms that the narcissist will use consistently day in and day out. They constantly want you to feel undermined, less than, crippled, maimed, and abused. I know that this is a lot, but it's a very serious topic. And for people who have truly been abused, you need to get out from, underneath their lies and their maladaptive treatment. The way that they seek to control and manipulate is a way for them to adapt to their environment for whatever reason. So their feeling inferior for whatever reason has created them, this projection that we discuss here on this channel. It's a way for them to basically, continue to put one over on you, confine you, restrain you, constantly leave a sense of doom and gloom and guilt and fear and less than over you. So the narcissist will really never tire of it. It's, you think that they would give it up as a defense mechanism. It's really part of their personality, their identity. I mean, this is their driving force, and this is just how they are. So if you are caught underneath this, I want you to realize, A, that this is just a tactic, a mechanism, and a ploy that they use to control other people and manipulate people. B, they're coming from an inferior place. This is why they're overreacting, this is why they're overcompensating, and this is really the origin of their pretend superiority. C, everything that they say is essentially a lie, and it's meant to make you believe and fall prey to their lie. Whether they try to physically hurt you, physically insult you, give you looks, act really inappropriately, act, age inappropriately. I'm not talking about just having fun and being silly. I'm just talking about a continual, falseness where it seems really basically inappropriate, and that rather than them being there, if you really look at what they're really providing you, it's really nothing. They're making you feel, they're trying to put out the air that they are the savior to you and your relationship, your family, your workplace. When you really look at it, when you really analyze it, because most people, once they're being victimized, they're so caught up in the abuse, they're not able to analyze. If you really look at it, you're not really getting anything out of it. You are really not inferior. You really are not less than. You really are not meant to be walking on eggshells the way that they make you feel that you should be. This is all a ploy for them to manipulate and control. For some reason, they get quite a pleasure out of disarming others and harming others. So it's a sick need of theirs, and realize that they're getting some sort of satisfaction out of it. So realize that it's a tactic that they use, and that they have been able to manipulate boundaries. They've been extremely intrusive, and that your boundaries have a certain space, and that they are external to you, and that all their lies, all their allegations, all their haughty air, their condescending ways, their physical trespassing, boundary violation, is for them to try to show you out, or show you how quote unquote stupid you are. Yet they need you to reflect how awesome they are. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's a very sort of sick way of brainwashing and gaslighting. So they try to do this through several means, in terms of boundary violation, which mean making you feel like you have nothing, you are nothing, you have no admirable qualities, and any qualities that you do have, it's just kind of complimented in a sort of smug, under the breath sort of way, that you are here to serve me anyway sort of mentality, and really not very supportive. So realize that they are serving to try to, in essence, break you down. They're taking you as a counterforce. They're taking you as an opponent. They're taking you as an intimidation. So realize that you need to essentially, realize that you cannot change them. And once you get away, once you separate from them, that is the number one best thing you can do. Do not receive any phone calls. Do not receive any gifts. Do not receive any texts. Do not receive any correspondence. Completely rid yourself of the toxicity of this person, and again begin to look into the greater world around you and realize that it is a big world, that you are wonderful, you do have a lot to offer, that the sort of limitations that this narcissist put on you were false limitations. They were false limiting beliefs. These hold no water, they hold no relevance. And as soon as you begin to analyze and understand this, I think you can put it into motion in your life and begin to realize that it really, in essence, is not holding you back. Peace and harmony with you here today. I hope these videos help. Please share and please subscribe for more great tools, videos, discussions, and support.